years, a group of scientists and doctors have been working on the development of a one-of-a-kind nutritional supplement program that takes all the guesswork out of what you need and delivers your truly personalized pharmaceutical-grade nutrition with your name on it directly to your door. Through the integration of thousands of medical and scientific studies, answers you provide to the free assessment, and more than 5,470 algorithms that process the data, ID Nutrition recommends what you need, leaves out what you don't, and blocks things known to the system to have possible adverse effects based on the answers you provide. The result is a program that is revolutionizing the health and wellness industry. Welcome to ID Life. For more information, just go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. That's thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. There's a storm coming! Ha ha! A firestorm. Get ready to raise your game because watching sports will never be the same. Introducing FireFan. It's a game changer. Finally, a sports app that puts you into the game. You predict the scores, you call the plays in real time while you watch and compete against sports heroes, celebrities, friends, family, or other die-hard fans. The more you call it, the more points you can achieve. Also, be a loyal fan and earn loyalty rewards. Don't miss the hottest app of the year, FireFan. Ignite your passion. Yeah! Yes, sir. Yeah. Register now at firefan.com today. Enter player rewards code TDSS. That's player rewards TDSS. Play the game, fan the fire, earn rewards.
Party people, can yo get funky? Suicide Force, can yo get funky? The Zulu Nation, can yo get funky? Yeah, just hit me. Just get funky and hit me. Just get on down and hit me.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Huge announcement coming up at 12 noon today, man, right here on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. I'm not even sure I gave the phone number earlier, but you can call the show and get on live at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. But the easy way to be totally interactive is just to jump into the chat room on Spreaker.com. All right, so here's your trivia question. For the $50 gift card from Kroger, brought to you by the Doug Stewart Show, and brought to you by my man Melvin Echols, okay, and Publix. Here's your trivia question. Here's what you got to do. You got to go to Twitter. You got to do this on Twitter, and you just got to do three things. The number one thing you have to do is put the website address, the link to the show, thedougstewartshow.com. All right, thedougstewartshow.com. Put hashtag Dougie50. That's the way we'll track it. Dougie50. Hashtag Dougie, D-O-U-G-I-E, the number 50. Okay, D-O-U-G-I-E, the number 50. And answer this trivia question. On Good Times. On the hit sitcom TV show Good Times, there was an episode where James and the Evans family were about to be evicted. And James had to come up with this rent money, okay? He got the rent money by hustling pool. He got the rent money by hustling pool, which you know Florida didn't like because Florida was a damn hater. But James had to get the rent money and present the rent money to the family and to the, management company over the projects by saying that his friend gave him the money. What was that friend's name? All right, you understand the question. Once again, I'm going to give it to you. You have to go on Twitter, use hashtag Dougie50, put the website address, thedougstewartshow.com, and give this answer to this question. What was the name of James's friend that came in and presented him with the money? It was actually all set up. James won the money by hustling pool. But just to smooth it over with Florida, James had to set it up where his friend brought him the rent money, okay? And what was that friend's name? All right, go on Twitter, use the hashtag Dougie50, list the website, thedougstewartshow.com, and give the answer. What was James's friend's name? As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a little bit more trivia on that particular friend, that particular actor, after we get our winner. All right, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. We got to get into a lot of football. Today is one of those days, man, where we really need 3 hours. The show today is, going till 12 noon. Starting very soon, the show will go to 3 hours. I know I've been teasing that for a while. Shut up! I know I've been teasing that for a while, but really, it's about to happen. It's about to happen. Stay tuned to the show today at 12 noon. I'll have more information about that. But the number 1 Crimson Tide will face the number 4 Huskies in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. And the number 2 Tigers will play the number 3 Buckeyes in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl on December 31st, as announced Sunday by the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. Yeah, Big Ten champion Penn State. And let me repeat that one more time. Big Ten champion. Let's stop right there for a second. Everybody in their mama pretty much agreed this year that the Big Ten was the best conference, from top to bottom. And I guess you could easily understand that because they had Ohio State, they had Michigan, they had Penn State, they had Wisconsin, all within the top 10 of the national rankings. So, yeah, this year, it's kind of like a step away from the way it's normally gone down over the last couple of years, where the SEC has clearly been the dominant conference. This year, it was the Big Ten, and Penn State won the Big Ten. They won the conference. They won the conference championship. They won the Big Ten this year. Penn State missed the cut despite its 38-31 victory over Wisconsin on Saturday and a victory over Ohio State earlier in the season. Speaking to ESPN on the ESPN Selection Show, the manager or the head person, Mr. Holcutt, said the committee chose the Huskies for number 4 seed over the Nittany Lions because the selection committee believes they're a better football team. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Couple things I want to mention about that comment just made by Mr. Holcutt, okay? They took Washington, simply put. He basically is saying that we threw out all of the facts and the figures and the analytics and the conference championships and strength of schedule. He simply said, basically, to wrap it up in a nutshell, the reason we took Washington over Penn State is we believe Washington's a better football team. Simply put, that's it. Now, let me say this for the record, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I don't have a problem with Washington being in the playoffs. I don't. Even though I do believe Washington, probably the fact that they're in the Pac-12, the fact that they got their ass cut by USC, a team that got destroyed by Alabama early in the year, I don't think Washington's going to win the national championship this year, okay? I don't have a problem with Washington being in it, though. The problem I have is with Ohio State. Ohio State shouldn't be in these playoffs. The way that I would have the ranking, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the number 1 team obviously is Alabama. Number 2 should have been Clemson. Number 3, because of what they did on the field, because where they were placed in the rankings at the end of the year, number 3 should have been Washington, and the number 4 team in this playoffs should have been the Penn State Nittany Lions. I don't have a problem with Washington. I don't have a problem with Washington. I got a problem with Ohio State. By the way, your boy Urban Meyer, in a quote in an interview in 2006, made the same comments and had the same sentiments about not winning your conference and still being allowed to play for a national championship. That's neither here nor there. But the other very disturbing thing from Mr. Holcutt in this sentence that he made in talking to ESPN this past weekend was the fact that they thought that Washington was a better team than Penn State. Stop right there. Stop right there. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So you mean to tell me, this is what basically he said in this, is that they thought that Ohio State was a better team than Penn State. That they thought that Washington was a better team than Penn State. So what they're saying is that the conference championships don't mean a hill of beans. Yeah. And I talked about this last week, and I kind of talked about it a little bit today, man. At the end of the day, and I don't know if it's conscious. I think a lot of it's conscious. But I also think that a lot of it is subconscious. Basically, for you to say that Ohio State is a better team than Penn State, when Penn State beat Ohio State, has just as good of a resume. I don't care what. You can differentiate between one loss or two losses or whatever. You can say that Penn State beat Ohio State on the field. Penn State won the Big Ten Conference, okay? What basically these committee members are saying is that from our eye tests, and I think subconsciously what they say in their mind as well is Ohio State's a bigger brand. Ohio State probably has more five-star recruits than Penn State. Because listen, now think about it. If at the end of the day you basically say, well, we just thought this team was better, and you have really nothing to base it on, you ignore facts. You ignore that Penn State beat Ohio State on the field. You ignore that. You ignore that Ohio State didn't play in their conference championship. You ignore Penn State won the national championship. Then what the purpose? What the hell is the purpose of playing the damn games? Now listen, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. A lot of you might even find this funny because you know my history on this type of thing. I am one of those people that say, clearly this team is better than this team, so they should be in. Like, I remember we used to argue about Boise State a couple of years ago. So it'd be like Boise State, they'd go undefeated, and then you'd have Ohio State, or you'd have Michigan, or some team that was clearly better. Was clearly a better program, had more five-star players, and then common sense would say that they're better than Boise State. I have no problem with that. But when you get beat on the field by Penn State, when you don't even play in your conference championship like Ohio State, when you don't even win your division in your conference like Ohio State, there's nobody out there that's going to make an argument, a legitimate argument to me, that can definitively say Ohio State is better than Penn State. So it's bullshit. I can't believe I'm getting this upset over this. I ain't got nothing to do with these teams, but you know why, man? I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for the kids. There's no way nobody in America can say, oh, Ohio State's just a better team than Penn State. How? How? How can you say that? That's a damn lie, and you know it. And the funny thing about it is if Penn State or Ohio State, or if Ohio State or Michigan was in the same scenario, the same situation as Penn State, they'd be screaming like some bitches. All of their fans, all of the Michigan fan base, all of Ohio State Nation would be screaming like some bitches if they were in the same position. Back in 3 minutes, the Doug Stewart Show. I'm tired of this, man.